Okay, folks, we'd like to say welcome. Thanks again for joining us. This is Spoon TV. We are here live on the main campus of the University of Liberia. This is the state-run university. This is the place that has prepared great men and women who are immensely contributing to society in and out of Liberia. This institution has graduated thousands of Liberians and non-Liberians, of course, and this is exactly where we are today. And I'd like to say welcome. Thanks for joining us. My name is Nelson Collet. Behind the camera is Ernest Benda. Folks, we are here today on the University of Liberia campus to talk to students of the University of Liberia to get their views, to know exactly where they stand on the issue of free tuition policy. Since we saw the transition from one democratically elected government, that is the CDC, to another democratically elected government, the Unity Party, there has been conversations around whether or not the government, the current administration, should maintain the free tuition policy. And so we are here today to talk to students, to get their views, to know how much of an impact this policy has been, as to whether or not the government of Liberia should maintain this free tuition policy, plus other issues they have on their minds. They're going to come. We'll talk to a few of them, and following that, we'll be drawing down the curtains on this interview. But just before I call the first person up, I just want you to give us update on the audio quality. I want you to let us know as to whether the audio is good enough that we can work with. Just let us know in the comment section as we move on to talk to the first gentleman right before us here. So we're about to talk to the first gentleman. Hello, you can come on, sir. What's your name?
I'm S. Enoch A.V. Warren.
Enoch?
Yeah.
Okay, Warren.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's good to have you, man. You're live on Spoon TV.
Okay, I'm so glad to be on Spoon TV.
Okay, so are you a student of the University of Liberia?
Yes, I'm a student of the University of Liberia, reading economy and mathematics minor.
Okay, so tell us, man, what's your view on this free tuition policy? This is the institution that is benefiting, one of the institutions that's benefiting from the free tuition policy that was introduced by the previous administration. Where do you stand? Is there something that this administration should keep on that?
Yes, I think it will be very, very good for the administration to keep this free tuition policy. Reason being because majority of us in the state-run university here, we are self-supporter, and to be self-supporter coming to the university is very, very difficult because we have other challenges that we face with. So if the government try to get rid of the policy, it will really embarrass some of us.
So first of all, give us an update on the policy. Is it still running? Is the free tuition policy still running?
Yes, the policy is running smoothly, and we enjoying the policy on the campus here.
So give us an idea of how this policy is running. Is it that you pay other fees and you don't pay tuition, or you just come and register and go to school free throughout the entire semester? How exactly is it running?
We pay some fees, and that fee is registration fees, which is much more affordable for every student.
Like how much?
$2,550 for business students, and for science students $3,050. So everyone can afford that fee.
Okay. So that's the only amount you get to pay if you're a business student, $2,550.
Yeah.
And you get to attend the entire semester.
Yeah, 4 months.
So you want the government to maintain this policy?
Yeah.
Others have argued that this policy, is going to constrain the government. Is going to, create some serious let's say financial burden on the government, catering to that, and of course addressing other issues. Where do you stand on that?
I don't really think this policy is going to strain the government, because reason being, UL is not generating revenue for the government. Okay. We have other generating revenue area for the government, like IRA, like water and sewer, LEC. They generate fund for government, and they're supposed to pay their workers, and then the bottom money be sent into government cover, so the programs can still run on smoothly without any hitch.
Okay. So is there any other thing on your mind you want to talk about?
Yes, I would like to speak to the president of this nation, because the policy is helping us, and it is bounding It is our constitutional right. Article 6 of the Liberian Constitution states that it is bounding upon the government to provide quality education for its citizens so that they should get rid of illiteracy. So if they try to get rid of this process, I think they will be doing all harm.
Okay.
Because you get masses of people sitting home without doing nothing. Already when we graduate from the state-run university, we don't have a job to go. We either run keke or go in the traffic to run taxi. And then if they try to get rid of it, it will be serious embarrassment for all. And if they want to get rid of the policy, I think they should provide other means for we the students. Like in East Africa, the people can provide what we call subsidies for students. They give students loan to go to school, and if you happen to graduate, you will be paying back. You will be working for the government, and portion of your money will be going in government cover until you can pay back fully what they have given to you.
Okay.
So we're asking the government to maintain the policy for us.
Okay, thank you very much for talking to us.
Okay, thank you too.
Okay, so let's talk to the next gentleman here. Hello, sir. What's your name? And just tell us what you study here at the University of Liberia.
Comrade Terry J. Johnson, and I do study public administration along with sociologist.
Terry, give us an update on the free tuition policy. Are you currently benefiting from it?
Sure, 100%.
So you study public administration?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so how much do you pay for the entire semester under the free tuition policy?
I'm a business student at this university, and for me, I do pay $2,550 Liberty.
Now, where do you stand on the free tuition policy? Is there any reason why the government of Liberia should maintain this policy?
Sure. The government of Liberia should maintain the policy because, firstly, if you want to cancel this, you should look at the effects on students. Imagine most of our brothers and sisters here are self-supported. Imagine me paying my own way, feeding my own self, and feeding my home also. Coming to school. Back then, we did pay school fees. Our fathers, our bigger brother, they pay school fee at this university. Say $4, I think $4 or $5, 50 cents or something. Back then, maybe your equivalent of $75 about the other thing. But it costs most Liberians to sit at home, not coming to school. Imagine me graduating from high school while getting this knowledge, university education or university knowledge.
Yeah,
it will have that effect on me because many people out there will call me an illiterate person. Even though I graduated from high school, say, "Man, you are an illiterate person. You don't blah blah. You don't this. You don't that."
So you think because of this policy, a lot of people now are able to remain in school, to come to school. They're not depending on other people to send them to school.
Sure.
And you want the government to maintain
it.
But there are others who say that this is going to cause some financial burden for the government. When the policy was introduced, the then president of this institution criticized the policy as well. She would say it was not well calculated and all of that. How do you reconcile that with your own position?
I can say based on greed. Okay. Imagine me. We are about, let me say, about 22,000 plus in this university.
Yeah.
And based on the current result from the past entrance that the student take, other students take to enter the university, it was 10,000 plus. But unfortunately, only 2,000 plus came out as positive and result entrance. So look at this. If I pay 2,550, calculate 2,550 times the amount of students, business students in this school.
So you think the school is still generating something?
Sure, 100% on entrance and registration. Entrance fee is $3,000. Calculate the entrance fee. 10,000 students, 10,000 plus net. Say 10,000. 10,000 times $3,000. Calculate that amount. That amount could sustain this university, especially the bathroom, provide markup for teachers and other maintenance that this university needs. But now we are seeing none of it.
Wow. So now let me hear from you. Under the free tuition policy, how is the learning environment here for you? Because that's one of the arguments, that's one of the points that some people who kick against this policy have, that if the students are paying the actual tuition, then the environment will be more conducive. How is the environment for you here under the free tuition policy?
I can say we are fighting the environment in this way. Teachers and administrators, other top administrators, other top teachers see it to be bad because they are not getting all they need or something. But as for us, we are fighting it because, for example, I come to school in the morning and I need teacher in my class at this period of time. Maybe as can you say, man, because you're not paying no good school fees, so I expect you to do more 4 hours in the morning. So You are paid to teach us by the government. And by other funds generated, maybe the top administrators sit on or whatsoever they do it.
So you mean under the free tuition policy, sometimes the teachers don't get
slothful. They are slothful sometimes. No diligence or anything, but just feel reluctant on teaching us other things.
So let's talk about the condition of the classroom, the bathroom condition. I mean, how is it like under the free tuition policy?
When I go to the bathroom situation, my brother, I would say it's very challenging, because imagine me paying $20 to use the restroom.
You pay $20 here
to use the restroom
on the campus of the
university campus. $20.
Where do they have the restroom?
We do have restroom beyond tissue to use the restroom. That's the same thing. We pay $20 to use the restroom. That's the same thing.
Okay. So maybe at the end of this interview, we're gonna visit the restroom, the bathroom, or what have you.
Top administrator don't pay any amount, but people within the, let's for example, the janitors.
Yeah.
The janitors want to benefit from us. I don't know how they want to do it, but this university to provide the necessary needs for us to use the restroom.
So anything you want to say in closing, just before we take the next person?
I just want to say to the president and the president of this university and the president of Liberia to please help the common people, the common Liberian, which is us, to continue this free policy and help us to build a better mindset for this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much for talking to us. You say your name again?
Terry J. Johnson.
Okay, Terry J. Johnson, a business student right here.
Administration and sociologist.
Okay, thank you for talking to us, Terry. Well, folks, Spoon TV, we're here live on the campus of the University of Liberia. Let's talk to the next person. Hello, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good.
Okay, what's your name?
My name is Chris Dakbe.
Okay.
A senior student at this University of Liberia.
What are you studying?
I'm reading economics with emphasis in management.
Now, Chris, tell us, man, where do you stand on the free tuition policy? How long have you been benefiting from this policy in the first place?
All right, thank you for this opportunity. Firstly, in crafting policy, there are so many things you need to take into consideration, such as you need to look at the merits and the demerits. So for the merits aspect, the issue of the free tuition, it actually have some benefits on students. Like firstly, you look at the enrollment. Before, when students were paying fees, you had maybe few numbers of students that were enrolled at the university. Because of the free tuition policy, which was introduced by the previous government, we have observed that there are more numbers of students in. And secondly, for me, I've been benefiting from this free tuition policy since 2018. Just imagine, and at that time, some of us just entered. When we did our planning, our building went up to something around 18,000.
Okay. Let me understand this aspect. Before the introduction of the free tuition policy, your building and all of that, if you went, so that was somewhere around 100, 200 United States dollars or so. But then under the free tuition policy, what is it like? What are the realities?
All I need to do now is to plan my courses based on the credit hour I want to carry. Play my courses, and then I pay 2,550 Liberian dollars for 3 months, at time 4 months per semester.
Now, you spoke of the merits and the demerits. What are the demerits associated with the free tuition policy you want to talk about? All
right, so to be frank and to be real, with the free tuition policies, we are still faced with challenges on the campus of the university. So like for instance, like my comrades said that we are faced with the issue of the bathroom. Many a time, some of our comrades want to use the bathroom, they are asked to pay $20. Many a time, our female, at time, most especially the evening hour, when you go at the back, the bathroom is closed. You find some of our female, they are using the bathroom outside. So, and then at time, teacher come to class, they are faced with the issue of stationaries. Some teachers don't even come with Michael. They ask the student to put money together to buy Michael. These are some demerits that we experience. Why it is true that we are benefiting, but I want to recommend to policy makeup.
You want to look in the camera as you make the recommendation.
Okay, so I want to recommend to policy makeup. They can get back to the drawing board and see how best they can put stringent measures into place so that the right policy can be put into place so that students can benefit and get the requisite education required so that Liberia can be one of the developed countries in the world.
If you were to recommend, do you want a free tuition policy, cancellation of the free tuition policy, or necessary adjustments on the free tuition policy? Which of the three will you go for?
I think the policy can be readdressed. That is, the current president, along with some stakeholders, can sit on that drawing board and then craft a policy that will be more beneficiary than the free tuition policy. But to be frank, we are still faced with a lot of challenges. Even we students, we don't have access to internet facility. And as a senior students at the university, those of us that are doing economics major, we should have access to internet. We should do research. We should be on top of our game. Why the still we looking at the merits aspect based on enrollment of students? Yes, which I know it is good. But let's look at the demerits. We don't have access to internet. Some of our comrades, they come to school, they use the bathroom outside. Some teachers come to school, they don't have stationery, they don't have micros. Students are the one who put funds together to buy micro. So I think policymakers need to see how best they can look at this policy and then get back to the drawing board and properly plan.
Okay, anything you want to say in closing, anything on your mind, just anything you want to talk to your government about?
All right, thank you for this opportunity. I want to say kudos to the newest government, that is the President Boyka government. I want to say continue on that path. Why it is true that this country we have a lot of challenges, but one thing he should bear in mind and know that he promised the Liberian people a change, and that is the change that we voted for that brought this government into power. So we hope and pray that he will maintain the promises made to the Liberian people during the time of the campaign.
I'm tempted to ask you a question. To rate the government, her performance over the past 3 to 4 months, matching it with expectation, what would you say in just a short sentence?
Well, this is just a government that just came into power. This is the 5th month of the year. If you ask me to grade this government, frankly speaking, it's not good to grade somebody too early, but I would grade him around 50%, based on his promises that he made. Even though all those promises were not achieved, but he spoke about the no cow being stuck in the mud. He talked about providing IT or computer knowledge to some students. But I grade him 50%.
Okay. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Okay, so we stay here on the campus of the University of Liberia. We're talking to students of this institution. We want to know from their perspective, what do they make about what do they make of the free tuition policy, whether or not this government should maintain the policy. Hello, how are you, sir? What's your name?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Christian Ma.
Okay, Christian Ma, you want to just look in the camera as we have this conversation. You say your name is Christian Ma, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what are you studying here?
I'm reading management major in econ.
Okay, so I mean, where do you stand on the free tuition policy? Will you recommend that this government maintain it or get rid of it?
Yes. In my mind, the free tuition policy, it is a very good one, and we have been experiencing the good part of it since it was announced from the previous government. But I think that anything that is not done properly, it is not done at all. Okay, now if you are introducing something for the longer time to come, meaning the next after 10, 5, 6, 7, 8 years to come, I think it should be done properly. One is to by what making sure this identical policy be placed into law, that it will be sent to the house, the lower house, and then conquered by the upper house, so that it will sign it into law. Meaning that going forward, whether like green regime or la blue regime or la red regime, you know that when you can, there's a policy or law that has been passed. That once you are entering into the University of Liberia, there is a tuition free policy that is there.
So you think because this policy did not go through the legislature, for enactment, and they have absolutely nothing to do with it, you think that was not the proper way to do it, and you think if this should be a policy, then of course it should pass through the legislature?
Yeah, sure. For me, I think the past regime, they were doing it more of a next election. Okay, thank you again.
Okay, so folks, we're staying here on the campus of the University of Liberia. This is the main campus of the University of Liberia here up Capitol Hill. And of course, we are in conversation with students of the University of Liberia. We're getting their views on the free tuition policy. What exactly do they make of the policy? Whether or not this policy is something that the current administration should. It's good to have all of you joining us. Kindly share the program as you come on, as we talk to another gentleman right before us here on this special interview. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Thank you. My name is Kazi WKP.
Okay, Kazi. Okay, Kazi. We want you to tell us, where do you stand on the free tuition policy?
Yeah. I am a student of the university. I enrolled at the university, to be specific, in 2018.
Okay.
But then the former president came and declared the university a free tuition policy.
Okay.
From that time up to present, since the inception of the free tuition policy, it has helped in certain dimension.
Okay.
It has helped underprivileged comrades who could not afford, like myself, to benefit as well. But again, the negative aspect of it, as a university student reading public administration distinction.
Okay. So you have benefited from the free tuition policy, and you think a lot of people have benefited as well.
Yeah.
And but what do you think are the negative aspects of this free tuition policy?
Yeah, the negative aspect is that the past government back then could not take certain situations into considerable aspect,
Okay.
wherein how can a university can be compared to other counterparts around the world, like the Sierra Leone, for case studies. And what can the university do to improve the laboratory system for students specifically reading science courses at the university? Those things were not taken into consideration. Even the main campus of the university that wishing you doing the interview, the first level of the university were not giving.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you think they needed to take into consideration the maintenance aspect of the facility and all of that before coming up with a free tuition policy. But with considering that you've given the merits and demerits, the positive and negative associated with this, where do you stand as a student of this institution? Should the government, would you suggest that the government, the current administration, maintain this policy? Do you want them to get rid of this policy, or do you want them to revisit the policy and make some adjustments to it?
Okay, as a student of a university, I would like for the current government to implement a free tuition policy,
Okay.
taking into consideration what supposed to be in swamp into the university budget.
Okay.
Like when former president George Yakin and declared a free tuition policy at the university, the university budgetary allotment was something like 19 million. So when they declared a free tuition policy, the budgetary allotment dropped drastically down to 17 million, which of course students were not paying like before. So when critically we analyzed that, instructors were demanding fees from students to print text, for example. Students were not coping with the situation.
Okay.
Yeah, so if they want to continue with the free tuition policy, I advise that President Buaga, that we voted for on the matter of change, can revise and review the policy to ensure that whether it will be good to amend the strength of underprivileged.
So currently, how much do you pay for an entire semester just before we take the next?
A little over $2,500 when you plan your courses and you do all of the.
So you like that?
Yeah, we'll continue until the government can do whatever.
Okay, thank you for talking to us. You say your name again?
Thank you so much. I'm student Kazi WKP.
Okay, Kazi, thank you for talking to Spoon TV. We want to talk to the next person. Come. What's your name, sir?
I'm Arthur K. Sewala.
Mr. Sewala, are you a student of the university here, and what are you studying?
Yes, I'm a student. I'm a reading management major in accounting.
Okay, let's talk about the policy. Where do you stand on it?
Actually, to be frank, as most of my comrades have said, the free tuition policy is very good. But in my mind, I believe there are some adjustment need to be made.
Okay.
Because when you just say free and we are coming, but there are other downside of the free tuition policy.
What are some of the downsides?
Like for me, I will not go to the small water, but the main thing is our instructors, the faculty. Sometimes instead of coming in class, they ask us to buy marker, and besides that, the university is not on path. Like for semester before last, we ran one semester for the whole year.
No, let me understand this. What is the actual lifespan of a semester?
It should be 3 to 4 months.
And when you said you an entire semester ran, a semester ran for an entire year, I mean, how did that happen? You want to?
It means when we come to school, before we do May 10, the faculties, the teachers, they will strike. No pay, they say not getting their pay, so we sit down, we will wait until before they run after their salary, the time is going. So you will see that if your friend enters Stella Maris and you enter here, the man will have graduated, you still be here, maybe in your sophomore year, and the man already start working. So what we want the government to do is to really look at the faculty, the staff, to deal with them and make sure that there should be no break in, so that we can run our 4 to 3 months. Every year you ought to run your 2 to 3 semesters, that it will speed us up, because many of our coming from high school are already on the waiting to come into the university. But when we start running the university 1 semester per year, 2 semesters per 2-3 years, then they delay us, and then the place just become overcrowded.
So you think that's the bad side of the free tuition?
Yes, that's one. Another one is when you go to the lab, the computer lab. In fact, we're not even reading computer here. I just can't.
But you have computer in your curriculum as something you do as a course.
My brother, if you had the opportunity to walk into the computer lab, everything there is now working. Let the government please let them try and reawaken our computer lab. We sit behind the computer, just ask that. Nothing.
Are the computers coming on or not?
Nothing. The 2 computer lab we got here, sometimes you're 2, 3, so now when 1 computer come on, you're 4 on the and just like that. So that the real thing about the computer lab, no electricity on the campus here.
And someone following the interview right now is saying that's why it shouldn't be free. Would you agree with that?
I may not agree, because there are a lot of other things, there are a lot of other places that government can raise money from to take care of the university. For instance, if for now we hearing our lawmakers are passing 100,000 for their development.
No, that's the 30,000 per lawmaker for legislative engagement.
Yes, in their district. So all of us here from various district, if, as Malcolm was saying, if we carry the free tuition policy to the lawmakers that they should put it into law, I think they will be able to look there and find ways that somebody issues there can be addressed. The issue of the computer, the electricity, and the issue of our staff, to really put it on. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just lay your thoughts.
Because with this new government, I think education is one of the priority of this new government. So they should really look into that, especially for the tertiary education.
What do you want to say in closing? Anything you want to talk about?
Yes, for me, I would want to say to the new government, we voted for them for the basis of change.
Okay.
And we are still expecting that change from them. We don't want them to behave like the past administration. We just don't want you talk something and then you don't do it. So everything they have promised us, as they are striving towards it, we want them to actually, so that we can feel the impact of them.
Okay. Thank you very much for talking to us. So we're gonna talk to 3 more persons, and then we'll visit the latrine, where they have the latrine, and then we will visit another portion of the facility here. But let's talk to the next person. Hello, what's your name, sir? Welcome to Spoon TV.
Okay, I'm Spencer C.
Okay. Spencer, it's good to have you on this interview. Where do you stand on the free tuition policy?
Yeah, for me, I support the free tuition policy,
Okay.
100%. Yeah, the free tuition policy is very helpful to we the student. Some of us, we have the issue of transportation burden on our head, and we are self-supported in the university.
Okay.
So if we being taxed by paying tuition and things, I think most of us will drop from the university. So I support the free tuition policy 100%.
There are others who think that in the midst of the free tuition policy, there are numerous of challenges that the institution is currently facing financially, and so because of that, there should be some adjustment or cancellation of the policy. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think one of my comrades mentioned that it's the responsibility of the government to educate its citizens.
Yeah.
I think the government can find means of sources that will be able to support the university in terms of coming to the student to put them on the wall. Like most of us, we are unemployed, we don't have jobs and things. So if you come to us and tell us to pay tuition, I don't think you want us to come to school. So the government can look for funding to support most of our activities here. Like my colleague mentioned, the lab, the computer lab. For me, I'm a science student. The science lab, the government can also have funding to support the lab and make us have a better lab than to come to we the students that don't have a job doing and say we should pay for these services and things. I don't think it will be justice to us.
I want you to give us two major challenges that you are faced with as a student of the University of Liberia.
Yeah, I'm a science student. Like I said, I go on the Fender campus for school. I have the number one challenge is a transportation breeding. Sometimes we face transportation issue, and with them we will get on the university campus on Fender. Most of the time we don't have our instructors coming to classes.
Okay.
Some of them will say, oh, the government don't pay them on time because most of them some are doing part-time services.
Okay.
They have to wait for the end of the semester before they get a salary and thing. So these instructors will be coming home on a, let's say, part-time basis. They will come 1 week.
Okay.
Sometimes they will not come.
They're not regular because they're not being paid on time.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much again for talking to us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we take the second to the last person. Hello, what's your name, sir?
My name is Elijah White Johnson.
Elijah, tell us, what are you studying here, first of all?
I'm studying public administration, major, accounting minor.
Okay. So, give us an idea of the current status of the free tuition policy. Is it working?
Yes, it's working. It's working.
Where do you stand on it? Is it do you support the government maintaining it, or you want the government to get rid of it?
No, actually, when it comes to my field, I want for the government to stay on it, to maintain it, for it to be consistent. For in advancement, I want for it to be legislated.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
You want it to go through the legislature?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but there are others who think that this is causing some serious financial burden for the government.
You know, in Liberia, sometimes we just speak on settlement. You know, like I saw in management, why you would just dress your clothes with a window, ain't no sorting. One more. Internally, they are benefiting, but on the surface, they pretend that they are benefiting. It's bad. What is truth? Let it be truth. What is bad? Let it be bad.
Okay.
If you're not benefiting people and tell the people that you're not benefiting, but when you're benefiting, yes, count on the broad basis you're benefiting. Exactly.
So, what are two major challenges that you're faced with as a student of the University of Liberia?
Like what my brother just said about the sanitation issue.
Okay.
Sometimes you will see water will go for about 1 month, you know, we not get water, you know, the bathroom, people who take care of the bathroom will go down to last time to take water and carry the bathroom, and we'll pay $20. In fact, even if you say you carry your own tissue, they'll say no, you gotta pay.
So do you pay the $20 for the tissue, or you pay the $20 to use the bathroom?
To use the bathroom, but you know, they just put in a way that, oh yeah, if for the tissue, but even if you carry your own tissue, they will tell you to pay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anything you want to say in closing, just before we let you go? Yes. Anything on your mind you want to talk about?
Yeah, my recommendation to the government is the government reform the university, increase the budget of the university if you want for everything to be farmed, because one thing I'm going to tell the president is that the president of all the university.
He needs to audit.
Yes.
You want the president of Liberia to audit the university?
Yes, it's my main issue. Because,
why?
Yeah, because you saw just recently the past government gave some money, you know, for them to, you know, renovate the buildings and then pin the buildings and then lay all the quotas on the various
asphalt pavement.
Yeah, the asphalt pavement on the university of Liberia. But as you can see, there's no changes. So where those money going here? So the university of Liberia will be audited, and then we need to see the report.
Okay.
Yes.
The report should be made
It will
public.
be published. Yeah, it will be published.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much for talking to us. You say your name again?
My name is Elijah White Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Still in public administration, accounting manner.
Okay. Thank you very much for talking.
You are welcome.
Okay, so let's talk to this gentleman here. He's the final person now on this interview. Hello, sir. What's your name?
Yeah, well, my name is Abraham Captain, and I happen to be the acting president of the University of Liberia Student Union, the Student Council government.
Okay, the acting president of the Student Council government. You're the right person on this interview to conclude the interview with. Tell us, you are a student leader. From most of the guys I've spoken with, they have confirmed that the free tuition policy is going on. Some of them say they pay 2,500. Some of them say they pay 2,500 Liberian dollars for an entire semester. Where do you stand on this? As the conversation around whether or not the government should maintain this policy, where do you stand on it? I mean, what exactly do you think would be the best way forward?
Yeah, firstly, I want to say that I don't consider this as a policy because, a policy is a document that is prepared by maybe the president of a country and then deciding to bring it out to the people.
Okay.
But looking at it, it was just a mere pronouncement that was made by the former president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency George Monrovia, bearing in mind, looking at the tension that was emanating from the campuses of the University of Liberia for the missing 16 billion. So our president was under pressure, and then he had to come here to silence that particular pressure. He had to play that smart game to say he come to announce.
So you think it wasn't a policy in the first place?
No, it is not even considered as a policy.
So policy on that. Do you think this current administration should continue on this path with free tuition?
Yeah, speaking as a student leader, for me, I see it very necessary to continue on this path because looking at the enrollment that we had previously before the announcement of this free tuition, yeah, we had like 17,000 students being enrolled at the university, but because of this free tuition, we saw the enrollment jumping from that number to over like a little over 23,000 students. Okay. So for us, we are seeing the kind of trickle-down effect it had on enrollment. Okay. Yeah, basically looking at enrollment, it had a serious effect, positive effect on enrollment at the University of Liberia.
Okay. So now, let's end up by knowing your challenges as a student of the University of Liberia. What are two key challenges you think you and other students at this state-run University of Liberia are faced with?
Yeah, one of the major things I see is a lot of students that we have within this university. If you visit the Fender campus, you find students toting chairs from one building to the other because of the shortage we had. We had a meeting with administration the other time, and then they were able to provide 4,000 chairs, which we saw to be very, very limited, and we appreciated them for that because of the kind of timeliness the chairs were brought in. And another thing is looking at the kind of environment that we have here. It's kind of very filthy. If you happen to visit Nigeria or maybe Ghana, if you see the state-owned university, you observe that it is far way better than our school that we run here. So the challenges is the environment, the filthy environment, and also chairs. For me, I see it that way.
Just one final thing you want to say to the government, this current administration, you want to look in the camera and say that?
Yeah, for me, I would like to admonish our new government because they are new and looking at the kind of terrain that we operate in from the University of Liberia, we are admonishing them to work closely with every stakeholder, including the student community, because if you want to just work with administration, you will cause a lot of problems on the campus. And then looking at the students have the biggest population, the largest population on this campus. So you should consider them before making some decisions. Like if you want to take this thing off the book, you know that it will cause a lot of challenges. So there will be a need that you call students to the round table for us to discuss it and have a serious conversation in taking care of this together.
Okay. Thanks a lot for talking to us. You say your name again?
Abraham Captain.
Okay, Abraham, thanks a lot for speaking with Spoon TV.
You're most welcome.
Okay, folks. Well, that's how we like to conclude the conversation here with students. But we want to visit the latrine. We want to see one of the latrine facilities, and I'm hoping that one of the guys can take us there. I want to give it a try. So we are taking a stroll there now with a student leader here. Okay, so we are taking a stroll now. So let's just get our guy to do a quick adjustment. We're going to continue on this conversation until we get at the latrine there, because most of the students have spoken of how much of a challenge it is for them to make use of the facility. Most of them said they will have to pay 20 Liberian dollars to make use of the latrine facility. What is the reality? Let's get to find out, and let's quickly try to make our way there. But again, we were just talking, and you spoke of how much of an impact the free tuition policy has had on students here at the University of Liberia. You spoke of the fact that more people are enrolling now than before, but there has been this argument about the need for government to take into consideration the fact that this is causing some serious financial burden on the government. Can we move faster a bit?
Yeah, looking at it, judging from the fact, before then, we had this intel.
Okay.
Yeah, seeing from the tension I was building or mounting on our campuses.
Okay.
Yeah, and after Mr. Weah came to play that smart game.
Okay.
Yeah, and looking at some of the things that were going on.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw it to be like, for the masses, we saw it to be a help.
Okay.
Because at the time, some of us were not in the student government and other things. Our minds were not that open and other things. So the Minister of Education at the time.
Where is it, this way?
No, this way.
Okay.
That way.
Okay.
Yeah, the minister at the time, he sat President Weah down, and then he told him that, oh my man, the money that will be given to the university can run the entire school.
You can just go, yeah.
Yeah, running the entire school. For him, he saw it like to be something that can run the entire school.
Okay.
And then basically, they forgot to take into consideration the issue of salary.
Okay.
And other things, because we know very well that the monies that's been paid back to our instructors in the form of salary is not given. We go this way.
Straight, right?
Yeah, we're going straight.
Okay.
Yeah, it is not coming from the university cover.
Okay.
So
is that the way that leads to the
students also use that?
So you want to focus there, Ernest? So students use all these places back here?
Yeah, for some of them I don't have money that are challenged, but these are the bathrooms.
Okay. Yeah, so these are the bathrooms. I see mail.
Yeah,
mail there, and but I see it's locked.
Yeah, it's locked because then the security guard have already left.
Oh.
So who control the bathroom.
So it means that at this point, at this particular time, if a student wants to make use of the latrine facility, you have to use one of the back doors here or something.
Yeah, either you go down Jalastan to find a latrine, or maybe you use back there.
Wow. Yeah. So, but I see another place there open. Yeah. Is that the place for the female?
No, there's another area there. We have the female side outside, and we have the male. Okay. They are kind of, compared together.
Okay.
Very clustered together because there's a male.